Oh,
Hello, hello, sweet honeybees, and welcome to the Electric Honey Pot, where energy is the nectar of life. My name is Autumn, and this is a project about the human experience. The good, the bad, the ugly, and all of the magic that happens in between. I'm super excited because I get to give my first little interview conversation with somebody today. I have the magical Mitchell here.
hello.
You might know him as the guy that works the King of Pop's cart that gives away a free joke, poem, or wisdom with every single purchase, but let's get to know him a little bit better.
Howdy, y'all. If you meet me out in the ether, I'll probably introduce myself as unimportant. My mom named me Mitchell. That is my name, but I respond a little bit better to unimportant. There's a lot of Mitchells out there, not a lot of unimportant people. Let me have it. I am important. I get it. Every time someone hears me say that, they're like, "Oh, but you matter." And I'm like, I know. Hi there, y'all. I am Georgia born, Southern raised. Every couple of years, I get a new state and a new stepdad. So I travel around in the South. Got a good little smattering of here and there. I sell records for a living. I just do the popsicles for getting to meet all y'all and health insurance.
How did you get into the popsicle thing anyway?
My ex used to work for the company before the pandemic.
Oh, okay.
And so I kind of knew the guys that did it because she worked with them. And then after the pandemic, one of them asked me if I wanted to come work for HQ since I was downtown anyway. So I went and did. And then slowly but surely after working for them, some franchisees started inviting me out for working the festivals too. So that was really fun. And here we are working for the Durham, North Carolina chapter, I believe. Michael runs it, and I'm slinging pops for him out here. I'm going to be driving a box truck back from Michigan to North Carolina and then North Carolina to Atlanta for King of Pops after this too.
How many music festivals do you think you would do every year?
Music festivals last year, I think I attended like 15.
Oh,
and
wow.
Festivals overall, I got to like 34 because a lot of art festivals and stuff like that too, where there's like small vendors and folks travel all over. And those are just my because I work for King of Pops corporate, and then when I'm out here at these festivals, I'm working for franchisees and things, and it's just I get to go to all sorts of places and do all sorts of, like, I'll be honest, so working music festivals is amazing, and some of my best shifts I've ever had, but the best shift I ever had was a puppy's birthday party.
Yes.
Because we make popsicles, which are like, xanthan gum and peanut butter and honey and banana and stuff like that for dogs. And I went to a puppy's birthday party where I served 25 popsicles and 50 popsicles for Tallulah, a 3-year-old Yorkie. Shout out to that Yorkie, one of the best shift ever. I mean, just giving popsicles to puppies. Obviously, I had to check each of their IDs. It's it was a lot of fun. And then I get to go to places like this, and sometimes I go to corporate environments. Like I've been to Cash App's HQ.
Interesting.
That was a weird one. It's not labeled as such. I didn't know I was in there until I started reading everybody's badges as I'm hanging out in their lunchroom, and I'm like,
oh, I'm in Cash App.
wait a minute, guys. Yeah, it's fun out here though.
So you give away the jokes, wisdom, and poems with every single purchase. You were talking about your goal is to write poetry, write a book of poems.
I have already written whole book. I've got 3 books already published, and the 4th book I should be done by the end of June. It's already made. I just have to do the copy editing myself.
So what are your poetry books?
The first one is only available if you knew me in high school, and I'll publish again when I'm dead. It's What Rhymes with Orange, and that one is, you knew me right when I was going to college, and you were willing to support me then, and I kind of like the exclusivity of it. You can find all the poems online, and the whole thing is available online if you want to read it. And the second one is Random Bits of Enjambment. People would read the word and think enjambment, and that is the anglicized Western version, but the French version, enjambment. Look it up. It's good. Art of Line Breaks. Third book is Electric Mind Magic.
Ooh.
And then this 4th book that I'm about to put out is Making Morphemes Through Polysyllabic Throat Syncopations, because I like to make you learn through the title.
I would definitely have to Google. Where can you find your books?
On me. Ask me. I've got them. I self-publish. You can find them on Amazon and online, and lulu.com is where I self-publish them out, and they have like a little populated link there too. But if you message me, my screen name online, ALTOECKO, that's honestly the best place, because I'll give you a bulk deal for them and you get them directly from me. And if you want, I could sign them or some shit like that, or I could write you a little haiku in the front, you just let me know. But just message me, because I self-publish, because I don't know. It's just easier that way. It's just way easier that way. Like, people will buy it or they don't. Like, my kids can inherit a trunk full of books, if nothing else. I don't give a shit.
Could we get a little sweet treat and get a free poem?
Sure. I'll try it. So whenever I do the jokes, poems, and wisdom, every now and then people will ask for wisdom and jokes together, or poems and wisdom together, so forth and so on. So I'll give a poem that's a bit of wisdom.
Okay.
Boundaries are to keep people in your life, not out. The sooner that you put a fence around your flowers, the sooner you understand that a garden is growing, and people come back and visit gardens. They don't come back and pluck where they plucked wildflowers. And if you are a people pleaser, please be wary. If you are only doing what other people's labor, then you're only going to grow other people's crops and not your dreams and expectations from the soil. I hope that you get the right amount of pruning, water, and soil from anyone that has access to your garden, and anyone that drowns you in water, buries you in soil, or prunes you too much should definitely be weighted accordingly.
Beautiful. Yeah, definitely full of wisdom there. Good advice.
Thanks. You got outside of the poem, an easy way to remember this is you deserve an emotional minimum wage, and it is up to you to figure out what that is. But if you're not getting it, what are you doing?
Absolutely. Your energy is the most valuable resource that you have in this world, and everybody wants it.
Oh yeah, no, 110%. And if you can spread your energy and be an ebullient fountain, do it. But like, be wary of people that will drain you too much, and be wary of you draining yourself too much. Because your body is a temple, and even if that temple is hedonism, that temple is for hedonism, you should still take care of the temple. Pressure wash the outside every now and then. Damn, pressure wash the inside every now and then. Get the dirt out.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Make sure the worshipers are respecting the temple as well.
How have music festivals been improving your life?
So I go to Bonnaroo every year, and I purposely look at the lineup, and I try and find the youngest person on the lineup, and then the people in the genres I enjoy, which tend to be funk, jazz, bluegrass, goth, which is rare these days, but I'll try.
My city does a monthly goth night. That's pretty cool.
Oh yeah, no, Atlanta does too. I shout out to the goths. They got good. It's sad funk, guys.
Yeah.
Like, rhythmically, it's the bass guitar. It's just sad funk. It's okay. Embrace it. Get it. Try some Susie Sue. Dip your toes. But for me, I go to Bonnaroo every year, and I try and look up all these things, because to me, it's music Christmas.
Yeah.
And every time I get to go to a multi-genre music festival, I'm so thrilled, because I get to explore all these different edges of musical perception that I never knew before. Like, I didn't get to see her, but this year at Bonnaroo, I was really looking forward to Grace Bowers, because she's the youngest person on the lineup, and she's funk soul out of Nashville. The youngest person on the lineup, there's a reason all these hyper talented $1 million platforms are putting them on their platform, and they're worth going and supporting. I enjoy EDM music, but guys, right now to me it is incestuous the way that they sound so similar. And if you want to understand what I mean exactly, go listen to the Hackers soundtrack. It's a 1990s movie soundtrack. The whole thing's EDM. Everything's vastly different. Everything has its own style and everything like that. It's not just drum and bass eating itself alive. I just go to other genres, please. Every time you go to a music festival, go find some genre you are not familiar with that you want to be familiar with, and please explore it and check it out. Every genre you've ever heard of has never been given up on. Somebody out there still making that music. And,
Absolutely.
And sometimes they get to make it out to these giant stages. Sorry, the question you were asked is how they've changed my life. And for me, it's opened my musical horizon quite a lot.
I love that.
I did not used to be as big of a fan of bluegrass because I had biases about where I grew up, and the people that liked bluegrass in my childhood
I can relate to that.
were not my role models that I wanted to aim towards. But then I got to witness that shit live.
They're so talented.
It's so
It's so good. Yeah,
It's-
it's soul music.
It really
Yeah.
it's classical instruments being played
Wildly with the bang.
yeah. I saw Kitchen Dwellers at Bonnaroo, and my friend was nonplussed about them whenever we first showed up because country, and that's what she registered. And then after they started like really playing a couple songs, she was like, "Wait a minute, are they doing like metal music with bluegrass?" I'm like, "No, they're doing progressive chords like prog rock with bluegrass, and it's like a psychedelic bluegrass." Yeah, sure, metal. They're doing metal and then she started tuning in and actually liking it. But you know, try the things before you write them off. Try the new stuff. For me, I'm so excited. Like my first Bonnaroo that I went to, I got. Sorry to talk so much about Bonnaroo, guys. Got fresh corpse over here. The first Bonnaroo I went to, I got drunk on Bud Light, and I was waiting for Kanye West to deliver me a laser light show because that's what was promised at 12:45. Or at midnight. It was promised at midnight, and at around 12:35, 12:40, I decided he's not showing up if he hasn't shown up. The Bud Light's flowing, I'm gonna leave. And I got to discover Vampire Weekend for the first time in my life.
I bet that was good.
I never saw or heard them before in my life, and I was singing along with everybody else by the end of every song. Because I just got into the pit and Blake's got a new face, Blake's got a new face. And I would have never discovered that, but you know, I was suddenly homeless in a good vibed place, and there were active other vibes openly welcoming me in, and I almost got to see them at Bonnaroo this year, and I was looking forward to the renewal of it, but it's all good.
It just wasn't meant to be.
It wasn't meant to be, but I got my favorite part of music festivals out, which Frick Frack's Blackjack.
Got some good stuff for him this festival too.
Absolutely. I always love going to thrift stores and estate sales and antique malls and getting the weirdest shit and the coolest stuff, you know, the Wook treasures, the ambient magical items that people long for, whether they know it or not. You know it'll ensorcelate somebody when you find it.
Absolutely.
And bring them to the clowns and see what other magic trinkets people have lost to the pile of the house. Yeah, no, the clown casino is one of my favorite parts of these things, and I got 2 nights out of that at Bonnaroo, and I'm about to get too many nights out of it at Electric Forest.
He's got like a whole tote full of wonderful items for the clowns.
I'll share the weirdest thing I'm going to bet this week is I have a condom mold, like from the factory. It looks like a glass spear of a dildo, but you can see the latex plastic drippings off the end of it. What would happen is there'd be like a ring of latex they'd heat up, and you'd take this glass spear and you'd stab it through and pull it out, and the action of that would make a condom. And don't ask how I got it. I also have rib for her pleasure, which I'll never gamble, but extra wide load's gonna be on the clown table this weekend.
Can confirm, I've seen it.
There's a lot of magic out there. You just gotta go pluck it.
100%. So you mentioned Bonnaroo a lot. I know you've been to Bonnaroo quite a few times. Was that your first festival? Is that what got you into them?
Yes, that was, well, no, not quite. My first festival was Music Midtown, which I attended in 2005. And I really enjoyed it. I got to see so many big bands for such a cheap amount relatively, and all day out on that out at the festival I did enjoy. But Bonnaroo was my first camping festival, and the first
Okay.
thing that really, like, I've been to Burns since the regional Burns, not the big Burn. I want to go out to Burning Man at some
Oh
point in
yeah,
time.
me too. That's on my to-do list, my wish list.
It's a big one. But I've been to regional Burns and things, and there's something about Bonnaroo. It's very corporate. Don't kid yourselves if you think that there's some particular Bonnaroo magic that you would be chasing that Live Nation choked out. This was my 13th Bonnaroo. I assure you, it's always been corporate past like the first two, and that comes with ups and downs. Mostly good for the infrastructure side of things, good for the booking side of things, bad for the fuck Live Nation.
Yeah.
Bad for reasons that we all understand Live Nation to be the evil conglomerate it is, but still, it is more so the people that gather at Bonnaroo. And
Right.
I know people that come from Canada, people that come from all over Europe.
There were people from Australia posting on the Bonnaroo Loophole to Reality group.
It's a trek, and it becomes like the largest party in the world for a weekend.
Right.
And if y'all don't know, Bonnaroo is Creole for a good time.
I love that.
It's named after a Dr. John album, Desatively Bonnaroo. And the 2016, if anybody attended Bonnaroo in 2016, that big old top hat that was over the arch, that was for Dr. John. It was the same top hat he had on the cover of Desatively Bonnaroo. But yeah, Bonnaroo is a big part of this because, like, the people I've met there, you and I stayed on a couch that I would not have if I had never attended Bonnaroo. Like, you got the guest bedroom and I got a couch because I met somebody at Bonnaroo, Carrie Garcia up at that's not Carrie. Oh my God, divorce is hard. I'm sorry, Carrie. Carrie up in Chicago housed me. She used to be the Red Roo beer czar. We formed a beer exchange up at Bonnaroo that we help run year over year over at Red Roo. It's just, yeah, there's a lot of memories, a lot of good people out of there, and it carries over to other festivals. Like last year, I camped with, when I went to Secret Dreams, I met up with somebody that I'd met 10 years ago at Bonnaroo. Just ran into them randomly, and they're like, holy shit.
I had my first conversation with you because of Bonnaroo people. Like, I saw you selling popsicles at Forest last year, but then I was camped up with Squeak Squad at Hula, where we got to have our first conversation. So you wouldn't have had a ride up here. I wouldn't have had a place in Chicago to sleep.
The music festival scene's full of open hearts and good people. Just, gotta meet them.
Right. You gotta
get to
put
know.
yourself out there. Let your faith be greater than your fear, and just be a part of the community.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I love it. Like, the jokes, poems, and wisdoms are free, guys. You don't have to buy a popsicle. You can just literally walk up to me at any time.
Look for him. He's got this cute little bucket hat with some poof balls on it.
I'm a bag of sagacity, and you just let me know what kind of sageishness you need, and pow, I can pull out some bullshit for you. I'm a good clown performer.
I do recommend buying a popsicle, though, because they are very good popsicles, very high quality, and you're also giving this guy a job.
We could definitely use them this weekend, because damn, the Bonnaroo, there was 3 days of sales that didn't happen. You can feel any kind of way you want about Bonnaroo canceling. If you weren't a vendor, I don't think you can get the full extent of bitching, because damn.
I've been seeing people talking about vendors in main stage area that lost like $10,000
easily.
Yeah.
Buying all that product that they can't exactly just.
And then
Flip.
your vendor fee, I think, is like $3,000 to be in Center Roo, maybe more than that.
Good thing they're getting 75% of that back. Yeah, no, ouch. It hurts. It hurts.
Right, it does hurt.
Something that the poetry for me that I want to touch on real quick. The reason I started writing is I got forced in elementary school, 5th grade, to take anger management. I lived in a house with my brother who was 8.5 years older than me, and he just harassed the shit out of me and left me on edge for a lot of things. He's not to be blamed for all of it. My own self-control's,
Right.
Part of it. But I took the anger management class, and the number one thing that an adult ever said to me that was like a helpful sentence that, probably of all time is, Mitchell, have you ever written down your emotions, read them, and then still felt justified in them? And no, I had never journaled. I had never reflected outside. Like, I talk to myself, and I
Right.
talk out loud to myself, and that sort of reflection, but codifying your inner thoughts and actually reading and reflecting them back to yourself is not therapy, but holy shit, it's a really good start.
You get to become an observer of yourself that way. Like it's really interesting you say that, because part of my own deeper healing journey began with journaling. You know, I also dealt with anger issues from repressing a lot of stuff, and I started journaling again, and all of that just kind of started melting away and started feeling lighter and lighter.
If you're not listening to the load your inner kid's carrying, then you're just weighing down your inner kid.
Yeah, 100%. And life is meant to be fun. We're meant to have more play in our life.
Mm-hmm. One of my a good dichotomy I enjoy is festivals are celebrations, and celebrations are not always for joyous occasions. Sometimes you celebrate the end of someone's life. Sometimes you celebrate the death of something. Sometimes you celebrate the sacrifice of something. But, you know, it's still a celebration, and it's still a building up towards. And even if it's building up towards the downside of something, it's still, it's a communal expression. It feels good that way.
Yeah.
I will say another line of poetry about poetry is, if you take the time to learn your inner coastlines before you crash into them, you'll have a lot less shipwrecks.
Yes, 100%. That's good. I love it. You're full of wisdom.
Thanks.
I want to say, when I got a popsicle from you at Halloween, I asked for wisdom, and you told me that if you want someone's rainbows, you have to put up with their rain.
Mm-hmm. That's a Dolly Parton quote, by the way, to make that one even better. Yeah.
I love Dolly. She's one of the things that makes me proud to be a Tennessean.
Oh yeah, no, she's so wonderful.
And it's so funny, on the drive up here, like, I think it was while we were in Illinois, like right after we left Chicago, I saw a billboard that had Dolly Parton on it, and it said, "Find the good in everyone."
Yeah.
Because we're all multifaceted beings. We all have positive things and negative things about us, but it's important to be able to see the positive things to people, even if they have a lot of heavy stuff to them. Mm-hmm. You know, there's light within all of us, even if we operate out of darkness.
A negative extreme, but still a positive of that is, it's an old quote, I've never met someone I couldn't learn something from, even if that was only a lesson.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
We all have something to teach, and we all have something to learn.
Mm-hmm,
mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, I absolutely love that. Most of like the wisdom that I have is legitimately reading poetry and studying philosophy, and I like ethics and economics and like game theory, like the study of why we make the decisions we make. Mm-hmm. And then just talking to people constantly, you get this, at least, get this better understanding of the intricacies of the world, how we mesh together, how we don't mesh together, like how the rubber meets the road of actual pluralism is, I think, only found through travel. And actually being exposed to people, and not, please get out of your hometown.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, I grew up in a small town, very sheltered, and I had a lot of really bad programming, like racial programming, homophobic programming, and that didn't start to improve until I started to get out of my own little bubble and start meeting other people and just realizing, you know, we're more alike than we are different.
Mm-hmm. It's you don't have to move out of your hometown. Just leave it.
Just explore.
Just go explore, please. There's so many other intricate lives and intricate cultures and magical, wondrous things out there that, you know, just go appreciate it.
The world has so much to offer, and if more people were to get out and just explore what it does have to offer, I don't think there would be as much fear in the world as there is. And fear is what fuels hatred, because we tend to...
Unknown.
Yeah, because we don't understand it. It scares us. Yeah.
What is that Simpsons quote? I used to be with it, and then they changed what it is, and now I don't know what it is, and they use it against me, and it'll happen to you too. The culture changes. culture and zeitgeist are tectonic plates that are moving slowly, always under your feet. And what is new and now is always changing. And what's the internet? Since the internet, it's aged a lot slower than most. Like there's a distinct pattern in people's minds of the 90s, 80s, 70s, 60s. But the 2000s on, it's kind of been a mono internet culture a little bit. Like there's been pop things here and there, but clothing wise, past the mid 2000s, it's been the same kind of. There's been a resurgence of like bohemian stuff and people like modge podging all the past cultures, but I don't know. I like this golden age of information we're in right now. It's I'm a yapper, guys.
No, I like that. I am also a talker. I'm really excited.
Yeah, no, we're right here. We're right at the precipice of electric forest. We were doing this interview before going in.
We literally just checked in and got our credentials, and I have an artist credential for Electric Forest. One of my best friends, Golden Goddess, is playing, and she was great enough to get me put on so I can flow for her set. It's gonna be a good weekend.
It's gonna be a great weekend. I'm coming for the clowns. Good stuff.
Well, do you want to go see if we can find our camping sites?
Absolutely.
All right.
It's been a pleasure,
Well,
y'all.
thank you so much for letting me do this, being my first person, kind of easing my anxiety a little bit. And thank you so much for listening. If you're still listening, if you would like to have a conversation with me and let the world kind of see how your mind operates and who you are as a person, I would love to have that conversation and get to know you. As we said, everybody has something to learn, everyone has something to teach, and your story matters. I hope you have an absolutely wonderful day, night, week, month, year, and life. I love you so much. I'm grateful you're here. Stay curious.